All right, wonderful people, lovers of freedom. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you. Welcome back to Expose News TV. Expose News TV, always here to give you back-to-back updates on how things they be, on how things they shell for Biafra land and beyond. If you're joining us for the first time, remember to subscribe and turn on your notifications too, so that you'll be able to get our news anytime we drop them. Bojum, you will be among the first set of people we will get our news as see the hot where. Also remember to like and share this news to those that are in support of our cause, of course, and not those that are not in support before they go come they winch our movement. My people, the latest one where we they get right here be say I see the hot where now, so we go they give them to now hot. Yes, the Biafra Liberation Army, the Biafra Army has engaged the Nigerian fighter jets. hot. My people, you suppose not say that so it go they be nowadays, because if these people come they do us anyhow and we know they reply, it go be like say we know they actually respond to all these things where they do us. My people, we know how hard these people have oppressed us and has killed our civilians. Biafran civilians have done absolutely nothing to them, and each time they keep doing these things, they keep messing around with us. One way or another, we would always respond, because that is what we are here for. Ultimately, we are also here to get our Biafra freedom, our Biafra declaration as the time goes on. That is what we are aiming for. At the same time, this particular response that we keep doing, it's so that people would understand. It's so that also the world will understand that we have not given up. Because when they continue to do these things to us and they're like, these people are not doing anything, they're not saying anything about these things that are happening to them, it would look like these people have finally given up. But no, these responses we give, because sometimes people keep asking, why do we behave this way? Why do we react? Why do we respond? We always respond to let people understand that we are well alive and we are ready to go against whatever these people have put against us, or whatever they want to find a way to put against us. Nothing of those sorts is going to stop us from going hard on them, because we do not care. No matter whatever it is that is happening, we are going to understand why they should not be messing with us. That is why at this point the Biafra army raised the bar by engaging their fighter jets. Yes, engage them by raise the bar by engaging their fighter jets. And of course, it was something that you would think of. I feel it is something that we do just because we understand how things are actually happening, and how it should actually be for people to understand the rates actually things are being done at the moment. The most important thing is that people are being deceived. The rate of propaganda is on another level. The rate at which things are being done is on another level. It's on a heavy level, because I do not understand how things are, or how things are being done at the moment, even with the fact that it is eating up. It is causing a whole lot of issues evenly at the moment. That is the truth of the matter. One thing is clear. One thing is really clear. The rate at which people are thinking, or are hitting, or are beating at everything that concerns the Biafra freedom is on another level. And my people, yes, it might be getting the backlashes, but then it is giving us the audience we need. The world knows that we exist. And though with the fact that maybe the things they are trying to portray or give the world about us might be negative, it lets them understand that we are people around. And of course, we have the PMBRGIE Simon Ekpa Joko that has been making it known to people on the positive side, with the consistent conventions that we've been having, with the consistent activeness he's been giving to them, to let them understand that we are fighting for our freedom, nothing more, nothing less. All these other things that they're trying to bring up against us is nothing at all. But then, of course, one way or another, we'll have to find our way around every single thing that we are doing at the moment. And my people, we are very, very sincere. I believe that we will succeed. We will succeed. We just need to be able to do our own part, put in all our best in every single thing we are doing, and watch how things would actually play out for us, because they will play out well. The fact that we have come up to this extent, the fact that even the Nigerian government has gotten so pissed that they are looking for assassins, looking for a whole lot of things to put against us, means that we are beating the right three and we are hitting it well. And the earlier we keep on doing that without resisting or without holding back at any point in time, the better for us. And if I'm being very sincere with you, it's going to give us a whole lot of gain. It's going to give us a whole lot of gain, and we are going to be able to do things that would actually give us big credits as time goes on. The most important thing is that we do not give up.
Since February this year, we have not made use of this platform. So it is equally a brand new platform. So we have to continue immediately. We are still on the testing aspect of it, because we worked on it and we are testing it to see the performance, to see if we are going to continue with it or we will continue with our newly created platform, which is doing well at the same time. So let me bring this to your screen so that we read it and of course go straight into the analysis. All right. You can see this is the official and of course verified X handle of the Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa, and this is what he has said this very evening. He said, breaking: the Organization of Emerging African States, OEAS, in resolution passed on 24th June, which was yesterday, 2024, has endorsed the Biafra self-referendum under the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, BRGIE. The resolution will be made public after press briefing. The resolution of the Biafra self-referendum shall be considered binding under international law as a definite statement of the intentions and aspirations of the Biafran people. Let me read that again. This is wonderful. This is wonderful. If you haven't shared the broadcast, I don't know what you're waiting for. If you haven't liked it, I don't know. I wonder if you are with us. But I believe that anybody who is with us at this very point in time should be hitting the like and share button in order to make this very, gospel to go viral. Now, let me take this again because it's very, very, important. Now, the result of the Biafra self-referendum shall be considered binding under international law as a definite statement of the intentions and aspirations of the Biafran people. Now, that this very self-referendum, this Biafran self-referendum shall be considered binding under international law, shall be binding under international law as a definite statement, Wow. Of course, we all know the meaning of definition, definitive or whatever, as a definite statement. So, when you have that kind of strong word in between, it has actually explained it all. As a definitive statement, sorry, I've been making mistake. As a definitive statement of the intentions. I love that word that is in between, definitive. So no argument, it is sure. So, of the intentions and aspirations of the Biafran people. Intentions, what is our intention and our aspirations? Our intentions and aspirations is just to be free as a free people. Very simple. We all have one collective aspiration and intention, which is freedom. Only one. Over 70 to 80 million Biafran people worldwide have one intention and aspiration. As you can see, during this ongoing self-referendum, whereby over 40 million Biafrans have voted already, and it's still counting. And this is just the second phase of the referendum. We have not gotten to the third phase. And you know, the third phase and the first phase are always very, very critical. I'm going to explain it. The first phase is when a particular thing is being announced. When something is announced, it is new. I want you to follow. Just give me your attention, please. Very, very important. When something is announced, then it is new. It is very, very new and tantalizing. Everybody wants to get his or her own share, because this is a new idea and it is very, very calling. It is very, very tantalizing. So I want to have my own share. The first phase is always like that. Now, whether it has second phase, third phase, fourth phase, fifth phase, or whatever, any amount, the last phase, now be the cocoa. The last phase is always the sherry. The sherry. The last phase is always a rush, because you don't want to miss out. That is the target. Your target to rush to vote is that, hey, time is running out, and you don't want to miss out. Time is running out, and you don't want to miss out. So second phase, as we have only three phases, first, second, and third. This second phase, in everything, not only in the referendum, in everything you do in life, if it's divided into three stages, second stage is always slow, because the people who voted in the beginning will have their own time during the second stage to do their own things. And other people who have not voted, who are still busy in one thing or the other, will be waiting, say, okay, we still have time. I'm going to do my own. I'm going to vote. We still have time. Yeah, I think it's ending. The third phase, they said the third phase is beginning from in August. They are starting the third stage in August. So this is June. Of course, I still have my time. You'll be waiting for that. You'll be waiting for the third phase, because you are still busy doing something. But once the third phase enter, boom, everybody in a hurry, in a rush. So we are expecting even higher amount of people, even higher number of people to come out and vote during the third phase of the self-referendum. So for the fact that you have between first and second stages, over 40 people have already voted. Now imagine what will happen before the end of the second phase and the beginning to the end of the third stage. Imagine what will happen. So now, and as we all can see, over these 40 million Biafrans that have voted already, the intentions and aspirations of these 40 plus million people that have voted already is only but one thing, which is freedom of Biafra. So now, that is what this statement is talking about. So then, hereby resolved, this 24th day of June 2024, OEAS, they said, there will be an emergency state of the Union press briefing with the BIGIE international lawyer, Dr. Levy, and the Biafra Prime Minister, of course, Mazi Ekpa Njoku Otrizum Mangu 1. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. This is huge. This is really huge. This is very, very huge. Now, who are these let us see who are these. Who are these OEAS? Who are these OEAS? Let us see who are these OEAS. Organization for Organization of Emerging African States, OEAS. So who are these OEAS? Let us see who they are. First of all, this is their logo. The Organization of Emerging African States, OEAS. Okay. All right, let's continue. Let's continue. Let us keep searching. Who are these OEAS? I think we have to go to their website and check who they really are. Let's go to their website and check who they are. OEAS. If you have any idea of the OEAS, please let us know in the comment section, or of course let me drop the number. Let me drop the number on your screen so that those of you who would want to call in and make your contribution will be able to call and make your contribution. Very, very important. If you want to say anything as I'm making my research, you have every opportunity to call. The number is right there on your screen for you to call directly on WhatsApp, so you can of course make your contribution and tell us more. Now, this is the website of the Organization of Emerging African States. Organization of Emerging African States, they said about us. I'm not gonna read a lot. I just want us to see what they are up to, what they can do, and what is this organization all about. You can see this is about us. The OEAS is a NGO dedicated to freedom in Africa. NGO dedicated to freedom in Africa. Our principles are encompassed in the Washington Declaration of 2010. Our principles are encompassed in the Washington Declaration of 2010. This amazing document provides a roadmap for a free and prosperous Africa united in freedom. The OEAS is a registered non-profit corporation based in Washington, D.C., with a General Assembly of States planned for Juba, South Sudan. Then there's a prospective member states and organizations seeking consultative status may contact us at our contact email address. Now, this is about OEAS, the Organization of Emerging African States. Now, what these organizations, of course, they are domiciled in Washington, D.C. So, what they do is to help and push the narrative, the desires, the aspirations of every people in Africa that want to be free from the colonial enslavement. That is what this organization is all about. As you can see here, they also made mention of Juba, South Sudan. So that is what they do. And of course, when they come out and recognize what you are doing, it is not going to end it's not going to end on top of their own table. They are not just there to recognize you. I still believe that there are still other things that they can offer. There are still other things they can do in terms of pushing your narrative to the world. as the Prime Minister of the BRGIE always say, and I quote, that our fight for freedom is multidimensional. Is multidimensional. As we fight on ground, we also fight diplomatically. Very, very important. Very, very important. Now, as if this is not enough, I have already made a record of these very, of this very news that I'm bringing right now to your screen. I have already recorded it during my pre-recorded broadcast this very evening, whereby LA Weekly is currently reporting the Biafran matters at the moment in the United States of America. Biafrans, a people in diaspora longing for a home to call their own. Longing for a home to call their own. For hundreds and even thousands of years, Africa has borne witness to huge moments in human history. Current scientific evidence points to Africa as the cradle of humankind, and why there is a debate on where exactly in Africa humans first emerged. The continent still plays a central role in the origin of the human race. Africa is also a land of turmoil, with the West and East African slave trade unleashing huge devastation on the continent people. Various colonial empires partitioned Africa among themselves. They partitioned Africa among themselves, started with their meeting was it Berlin? Berlin, yes, Germany. In 18-something, they partitioned Africa at our own absence, without our consent. They divided our lands, they invaded us with guns and bullets in order to join us together. That is the chaos you have today in Africa. Now, they say, why the remaining local kingdoms waged war against each other, ethnic and religious conflict persists even in the post-colonial era. Now, let me bring you to this place. Let me bring you to this place. Yes. Look at here. They said, more than 50 years since the end of the Nigerian Civil War, the continuing ethno-religious tensions and underdevelopment in the region of Biafra, have resulted in a Biafran diaspora with millions of Biafrans leaving Nigeria for a better life overseas. In the United States alone, only in America, there are 4 million Biafrans. 4 million Biafrans. Do you know that there are some countries today, there are some nations today that are not even up to 4 million people? Are you aware that there are some countries today that are not up to 4 million people? Even in Europe, there are some countries that are not up to 4 million people in Europe. But we are talking about Biafrans, only the ones in America. Not all the American continent, not all the North American continent. We are talking about those in the USA, United States of America alone. The ones in Canada are not counted. The ones in other North American countries are not counted. Now, when you go to South America, South American continent, we are in millions over there. We are in millions. Now, if you bring Biafrans in Europe as a whole, including those in Britain, we are more than 15 million in Europe. Now, if you go to other African countries, all over African countries in Africa here, we have more than 20 to 30 million Biafrans outside in Africa alone. I'm telling you. Because only Biafrans in South Africa, I don't know if there are more than this 4 million. I don't know. I'm serious. I'm serious about this. I don't know. I don't know how many there are. Now, let's continue. They say there are 4 million Biafrans in the USA alone, despite the country no longer existing for over 5 decades. The dream for an independent state still remains, with a Biafra Republic government in exile, BRGIE, declared in 2023, with Finland-based Simon Ekpa Njoko as its prime minister, along with 200 cabinet ministers and liaison offices in many different countries, especially those with significant Biafran populations. Back in Nigeria, Biafrans have been holding civil disobedience campaigns in protest. What are these civil disobedience campaigns we have been holding in Biafra land that the United States of America media outlet has recognized? That very civil disobedience, the number one of them all, if not the only one or the main one, is the sit at home that the enemies have been fighting so hard to stop. Are you paying attention? Somebody say Luxembourg is 600,000. Thank you. Let me bring it to the screen. That is what I'm saying. There are some countries, even in Europe, that are not up to 4 million. And somebody is telling me that Luxembourg is 6,000 people. And I learned, I read one thing. I don't know if it's a documentary or what. I don't know. They said that Luxembourg is is it the richest country in Europe? Or I don't know. There's something there. Is it the richest country or what? Something like that. Can you correct me, those of you that live in Europe? I saw something sometime in the past that said that Luxembourg is, so another person say Malta is 400,000. You see? And now, this Luxembourg that has 600,000, I heard that they are, I don't know if it's richest or what. There is something they control as the biggest in the world. Somebody say in the world. Thank you. The richest country in the world. Not even America, not China, not France, not Germany, not United Kingdom, not Russia, not France, not Dubai. But Luxembourg, small Luxembourg, I don't know if they are up to my village. I'm not sure if they are up to my village. But they are the richest country in the world. I don't know if it's by GDP. Probably by GDP or something like that. I don't know. And they are 600,000 in population. And they have no oil. They have no oil. They have no gas, no gold. Now, in Biafra land, we have oil and we have gas. The gas in Izombe, many of you do not know the reason of the senseless buying of our people in Izombe over the years. The gas in Izombe, based on rating, is the largest gas deposit in entire West Africa. And since it is in West Africa, that means it is Africa as a whole. Because there is no any other country that has biggest gas in Africa than the zoo. If you join, if if you match them with Biafra and Niger Delta, the Niger Delta, where they call Niger Delta. So if you match them together, no country has the biggest oil if not in the world. In the world. Because I can tell you, tell me how many states in Russia. Russia is deemed as the richest oil producing country in the world, right? Good. Tell me how many states. I don't know what they call in Russia. Is it state or county or province? Tell me how many states in Russia today that produce oil in large quantity. How many are there? How many states produce oil in Russia? Those of you that live in Russia, if you are here listening to me right now, I need an answer. How many states are producing oil in Russia? Of course, if you go to Google today, you ask the top 10 oil producing country, Russia, America. America was told that the only place they have oil in America is in Texas. In Texas. So even if it's big, or I noticed that states are big, the American states are like countries. But even if they are big, but at least they are one state. It is one state. So, but in the zoo, do you know how many states producing oil in the zoo? Let me count them based on the the names given to them by the zoo. River State is there. Cross River is there. Akwa Ibom is there. Imo State is there. Abia State is there. Bayelsa is there.